That's.
All right.
Oh, I'm sorry, Dana.
Please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Call the meeting to order at 6 p.m. Can I get a roll call, please?
Cashman.
Present.
Thomas Wood.
Present.
Barbara Hebert.
Here.
Charles Costick. Absent. Dana Isabella.
Here?
Catherine Colucci. Absent. James Coffey.
Here.
And Robin Burns. Here.
Is there anyone seeking to provide public comment this evening? Seeing none, we will move forward. Supervisor's report. I do want to know two things. I gotta look at my phone for one of the items, so I'll start with this. Many of you have read in the last couple of days, I did get notice from Elmore SPCA as it relates to a component of the dog control program as it really relates to sheltering. They did provide Katie and the town the 90-day notice, which puts it approximately in early to mid-September. Obviously Katie is not here tonight. She has some personal stuff going on, but not wanting to lose time, I told Katie that I would initiate a conversation with our colleagues in the sister municipalities. I'm hosting a meeting here tomorrow with those individuals to just dig a little bit deeper into some of the issues and things that are kind of connected to that. It's not about Elmore SPCA. It's more about the, what's next steps beyond that. I think it's important to know that the resources, that those specific resources within Clinton County, the Tri-County, the North Country are really strained. So that this is a very significant issue on many fronts. In fact, I did talk with Assemblyman Jones today as well, and engaged with some other leaders. So from the town's point, we're addressing it head on with whatever resources and ability within kind of our ability, truthfully. And then Katie, as the town clerk who manages the dog control program for the town, when she's back in town, she will take lead again. So, but 90 days goes by pretty quickly.
Yeah.
So, we didn't want to lose any footing on that, and you don't know what you don't know, and there's some things that we're going through.
So they're not able or willing to do anything that.
Yeah. It's there's many layers to it, and ultimately, Tom, what we're trying to do among kind of the consortium of municipalities is identify potential other leads and resources, right? And then we are also engaging in a conversation with a representative from Eggs and Market. So really just trying to fire on as many cylinders as possible and collect information and see what the pathway forward is. There may be a bridge, period of time beyond the 90 days where we work with, a number of things. I don't know. And again, trying to be very sensitive, not to step on Katie's toes, but did want to, we're all kind of in this together, right? So.
And there's not any other provider
No.
that's in the area that's.
There isn't. I mean, the Adirondack Humane Society closed, a number of years ago, and there are limitations and there are changes in the New York State law that are coming down the pike in the beginning of 2025. So there's just a lot of compounding issues, and it's So the more we learn, the more more we know, the more we know, the more we can act, type of thing.
So we could reuse one of the closed facilities for dogs.
Well, you know, I'm not even going to begin to speculate.
I know.
But, you know, the sheriff's department, for example, when, the dogs of, what was it, Gem, right?
Mhm.
You know, the sheriff's department, participated to some degree because Elmore at that time was overwhelmed with some things. I'm not saying that that's the path going in, but I just simply bring it up as,
We're in trouble.
given the fact that there are 7 to 10 municipalities in Clinton County alone, and that there are other strains in the other shelters, you know, in the Tri-County, North, and, you know, larger North Country, it's not like, you know, someone's gonna stand up a brand new facility, tomorrow that I know of right now. There may be something in the works somewhere that,
Yeah.
you know, so more to come. Other thing I just wanted to note really, really quickly, just because it is, percolating, and it will be here before we know it. It is anticipated that the next DRI, public outreach, session will be on July 10th. We're anticipating possibly between 4 to 6 at Lenny's Shoe and Apparel. It is within the, town center, and it is adjacent to some of the properties for possible future development, through the application
You said July.
process. July 10th, possibly 4 to 6 or so. More coming, it's just more of an FYI, but I like people to have some information, both public and you folks in your calendar as things develop.
Glad to see that it rotates the location, or
Mhm.
rotating the location
Yep.
in the town center. Very nice, so.
So, with nothing further, I do know that we have a resolution for consideration this evening. I'll ask that it be brought to the floor, Resolution 143, Host Community Agreement between the Town of Plattsburgh and Saranac Partners, LP, Second Amendment.
Whereas the Clinton County Industrial Development Agency, the agency, and Saranac Power Partners LP, the company, are considering the Second Amendment to amended and restated pilot, to a certain amended and restated payment in lieu of tax agreement dated as of January 1st, 2018, the initial amended and restated pilot by and among the agency, the company, and the pilot mortgage agent, as defined in the initial amended and restated pilot. And whereas as a result of discussions had by the agency with the town of Plattsburgh, the town, Beavertown Central School District, the district, and Clinton County, the county, as the affected jurisdictions within the meaning of such term in section 854, section 16 of the New York State General Municipal Law, the affected tax jurisdictions. The agency and the affected tax jurisdictions desire that the district enter into the host community agreement, the HCA, with the company in lieu of receiving payments under the initial amended and restated pilot as amended. And whereas section 858, section 15 of the New York State General Municipal Law requires the agency to obtain the written consent of the affected tax jurisdictions when the agency proposes to allocate and distribute payments in lieu of taxes, each a pilot payment, to the affected tax jurisdictions in a manner that is different from the distribution and allocation of real property tax payments that would be in effect if the agency was not involved in the project, and the project facility was not exempt from real property taxes, as each capitalized term defined in the initial amended and restated pilot. And whereas the effect of the district receiving payments under the HCA in lieu of the initial amended and restated pilot as amended is the district's allocation of pilot payments would be equal to 0%. And whereas the agency desires that the county, the town, and the district each adopt resolutions approving the terms of the Second Amendment to amended and restated pilot. And now therefore be it resolved by the town as follows. Section 1, for the purpose of satisfying the requirements contained Section 15 of the New York State General Municipal Law, the town hereby approves terms and conditions of the Second Amendment to amended and restated pilot, including but not limited to the terms of the distribution and allocation of the pilot payments thereunder.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Hebert. Is there a second?
Second?
Bill, any discussion? Seeing none, can I get a roll call, please?
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Barbara Hebert,
Yes.
Charles Costick, absent. Dana Isabella,
Yes.
and Michael Cashman.
Yes, resolution is carried, thank you, folks. All right, for draft, materials for consideration moving forward, minutes, budget amendment, return of unused escrow funds, agricultural industrial fair license for 2024. For those of you, following along, that's the Clinton County Fair. Request to purchase a 3A frame recycled plastic tables for the Kittyville boat launch. Request to purchase a compactor for the highway department, authorizing the highway superintendent to start the 2024 paving program, and Kimberly Lane water tank demolition award. Is there anyone seeking to provide any committee reports this evening?
Just a couple items. The North Country Chamber of Commerce hosts a variety of very resourceful sessions for its members. So we all know our finance office has to deal with a lot of priorities, and the chamber offered a session on human resources and employment law update, and so I was able to go and attend that. More to come, because obviously when perhaps the new budget's being passed, there will be new legislation regarding those types of laws. So and well done by the chamber in terms of the presentation. Second is Councilperson Isabel and I met with the Planning Community Development. We just wanted to introduce that there was an agenda item about the Hometown Hero banners in terms of position and location of the banners, not outside the current location, but just more about whether or not there could be rotation, since there's 2 years for those banners, that there could be rotation from a different location. So I think keeping it all in context is a further discussion about that, and I think that can also be bridged to the liaison discussion in buildings and grounds. I think the sentiment is that the spirit of the concept of it is good. We'll get a look at the practical application, whether that can be done or not. So just wanted to get that up.
And I did bring it to buildings and grounds.
Okay.
And they will follow whatever the, basically whatever the planning department comes up with as far as a system to be able to rotate those in.
And again, I think we're just being sensitive to resources
Yes,
and pragmatic application.
absolutely.
So I think that's something that, again, in context of what we're talking about. So
Yeah.
I don't, Councilor Isabel, anything else you want to add other than that? Or?
No.
Okay.
Is there any other committee reports people are seeking to provide? Once, or twice, stay cool.
Okay.
Have a good evening.
Thank you, Robin,
We will
for being here.
adjourn tonight at 6:12 p.m.